This is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen.
If you are a traveler, if you've gone through Boston at all, you and I both traveled to Boston. We love Boston. Security may be getting a change. So Boston's Logan Airport is testing this new TSA process where travelers can go through security before they even get to the airport. And they head to this remote location. It's miles away from the airport. They clear security there. Then they hop on a bus. The bus takes them over to the airport. And once you arrive, you're already past TSA. You don't have the long lines. Although I'm like, aren't you just moving the lines? Like the line is now just going to be at that other offsite location. But hopefully, I mean, I appreciate any effort to try to ease TSA lines. So I'm not going to boo any ideas. If they're working on it, kudos to you, Boston Airport. Hopefully it's going to create a smoother, more predictable travel experience. Yeah. It's something that we all want, especially as we get older in life. The more and more I get into my middle age, I just need things to be easier because everything else life seems to be as complicated as possible. Now, especially when we get to our retirement goal line, Brandon, for the folks that you work with that are getting close to retirement, they are just retired. Why do so many of us delay and put off this idea of, just arriving at the airport without the proper plan, the lead up, and instead, giving ourselves enough time to figure everything out ahead of time?
The biggest equation I can think of is because I fly in and out of Atlanta a lot, and Atlanta can be, you can go there and nobody in line, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so great. But then the exact opposite could also be true.
It's one or the other. It is one or the other at the Atlanta airport. Mm-hmm.
And it's like you either show up and I'm quick to kind of stick my head in and look down at the TSA lines and say, what do we have today? And it's like, oh no, and your day's ruined and all this stuff. And so it's like, you think about retirement, and that just blows my mind because I see it all the time. People come in to my office and they're like, hey, I'm retiring at the end of this year. And I'm like, what you talking like in a few months? Right. In a few months. I'm like, yes. And what's wrong with that? And I'm like, well, what work have you done ahead of time? Have you done any planning? And because I feel like even with, like with retirement, with the airport, all this stuff, you either got to do the planning yourself ahead of time or pay someone to do it because it just doesn't happen on its own. The best example here before I get into the money, I would say, is I've seen both sides of this at Disney. So you listening, if you've gone to Disney and taken your kids, maybe you've taken your grandkids. I took my, daughters growing up, they two princesses. So like a good dad, like a good family, we would go, and we started when they were little. But when we went back then, we didn't really know how to do Disney. It is a thing, right? How to plan ahead, and they have fast passes and all these things. And so we started educating ourselves on, what, instead of crisscrossing the stinking park and then hop into this park, what's a more efficient, a better way to experience these parks, So you start getting good at that. And then, all the way till like my last few now, they're kind of over it and in college and about to be all this stuff. But the last couple times I was actually able to do one of those, it's called Disney VIP. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, look it up. It's great. They basically take you behind the scenes. You avoid lines.
But also, you know what that reeks of to me? That reeks of you can never go back. So it's almost like wait till your kids are a little bit older and you think to yourself, this is probably the last Disney vacation we will take with our kids. Yep. Right when they're like 13, 15, this is the last. And then do it then. Because if you do that early on, you can never go back.
You can't go back. And yes, it is expensive. But then you start playing these mind games and you're like, yeah, but we got all 4 parks in one day. So I'm saving myself money on not needing 4 days of park tickets. Look at all these
things we've saved. Yeah.
Yeah. Although the VIP was like way too expensive. So
right.
You find ways to justify
trade-offs.
Yeah. But that is an example of, we first started educating ourselves and started doing it on our own, which was good. It was better than just showing up and kind of like following the masses and in the herd of the lines going back and forth.
Crazy.
And we started getting better. Then we paid somebody, paid a little bit extra for this VIP service. And it just increases the appreciation, the experience of something fun like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think, full circle, that's how it is here with retirement. you listening, you can either just kind of wing it. I've seen people come in and they're like, yeah, she wanted me to call, but here's what we were going to do. They were going to wing it. And there were some good things going on, but there were some big mistakes, right? Social Security filing strategies, they did it wrong. They locked in a lower benefit by filing the wrong strategy. I mean, so many things that I've seen, mistakes over these 17 years that I've done this.
Yeah.
But then there's people, then they came in and they're now saying, hey, can you give us your second opinion? Hey, what do you see wrong here? Do you see any cracks in my plan? Are there any blind spots that I don't even know about? Right. Like what we were saying at the beginning. And so now bringing someone alongside like me, that has helped them, avoid those big mistakes and ultimately enjoy retirement. Let me tell you real quick. So I've got some of some clients that became clients about a month ago from over in West Ashley. He is 66, she's 65. Okay. And so he had been working with the same company for 35 years.
Wow.
Amazing. I don't know if it's probably been a long time since I've seen somebody come in, work for one company their whole life, 35 years. And he said, I am finally ready to retire. My work doesn't know it yet, but I'm ready to retire. So they came in, he slid the data form that we send to you guys before you come into our office. He slid that back to me and I saw he had put down there, they had saved about $2.3 million.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I said, first off, congratulations. I mean, that is so much hard work. Like most of people that come in and my clients, you've worked so hard. You've been denying yourself. You've been contributing towards retirement for some distant date of the future idea of retirement and all these fun things you want to do. You've been putting it off. And I can see that. And congratulations. You guys are right here on the doorstep of it. But they said, yes, we're excited, but we don't really know what to do with Social Security. We listen every week on the radio. We want you to help us with that. But we also know that there's probably some tax strategies that we should implement.
Okay.
Because it was like all tax deferred, $2.3 million tax deferred. And they're like, we know that the government, we are on the short list here because we've got a lot of money that they haven't been able to tax yet. Okay. So we know our RMDs are going to be coming up. What can we be doing once I retire until 73 to try to get in, in a better position? So a lot of questions, right? A lot of questions there. And then their portfolio, Heather, this is crazy. So when he started 35 years ago at this company, he invested, he said, I want to start buying 50% large cap, 25% small cap, and 25% international. Okay. A very nice, but very aggressive strategy there. He's never changed it in 35 years. And so I'm like, whoa, you guys are wanting to retire in just a few months and you're invested like a 30-year-old. And he goes, I know. I know. That's why we're here. So I said, all right, well, let's get to work. Let's put this plan together. And that is what my customized retirement playbook is designed to do, because it's basically the most detailed, most robust thing that we provide for you. And we can analyze everything. Any question you can throw at me, this software will not only show you, but prove it to you, illustrate it to you. It is wonderful. And we update it every time you come in for a meeting. Right? If it's an annual review or 6 months, or just because you want to come in and hang out and have chocolate chip cookies or
nothing wrong
whatever.
with that.
Yeah. You come in, we pull up the customized retirement playbook. I update balances. What's changed. And this is our living, breathing plan that helps you have the confidence to retire like you deserve, right? Spend money like you deserve, not with a scarcity mentality. And that's what we put together for them. And so they have now, he's told his employer that he's retiring at the end of the year. The game pieces are all set up. Our tax strategies are set up, ready to go for 2027. We're going to start implementing those, right? And so he knows that he's got me there with him answering the questions that he didn't know to ask.
Right.
Right. And that's very valuable to him. Both of them, they left there. They were so happy. They're like, we're just so glad we finally called you. It's great to put a face with the voice that they hear all the time, all that stuff. And I got another wonderful couple who are clients here. So, but that brings me back to you listening. I bet you've got a few questions. Maybe you've asked ChatGPT some answers. Maybe you've talked to some friends, whatever. But you probably are kind of thinking, it wouldn't hurt to talk to a professional to kind of get a second opinion here. I would probably benefit from having our own customized retirement playbook, right? We can talk through these Social Security filing strategies. Maybe you've got a lump sum option at work. You've got a 401k. It's still sitting at work. Should you leave it there? If you're over 59 and a half, you can actually go ahead and roll that money out now and still keep working, just like my clients I was just talking about, right? He's still working there. He's 66, retiring at the end of the year, but we are going ahead. We're rolling that money out now, getting the puzzle pieces in place, getting that plan in place now so that you're not frantic. You're not going without a paycheck when you retire. Like, that's the worst. I mean,
right.
Let's get things set up and have this income start maybe a month or two before your final paycheck comes in, right? Can't you just see how that reduces that stress so much when you have the plan in place? And that's what I want to do. So pick up the phone. I want to give you my number right now. I have 5 spots available every week. You can call or text my office. That number is 843-890-2400. 843-890-2400. You can call or you can just text that number, and you can just text the word playbook. Text playbook to 843-890-2400. Tanya will know exactly what you're wanting, and she'll reach back out to you and try to get you scheduled as soon as it makes sense for you guys. But if you've saved $500,000 or more and you're 55 or above, now is the time. Okay. Let's not let today pass by. Go ahead and shoot us a quick text or a call, and we'll get you on the calendar. 843-890-2400.
Thanks for listening to Charleston's Retirement Coach Podcast with Brandon Bowen. To learn more, visit bowenwealth.com and join Brandon for his radio show, Charleston's Retirement Coach, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 94.3 WSC.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Brandon Bowen is licensed in your state, please call 843-203-2030. J. Brandon Bowen is an investment advisor representative of Bowen Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. J. Brandon Bowen is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Bowen Wealth, LLC, insurance licensed in South Carolina. Market Guard is a registered investment advisor with the SEC and provides model portfolios only to Impact Partnership Wealth. Market Guard makes no implied warranties or representations and is not liable for any data presented.